Hello everyone, as we continue to deal with the saying of 100 blessings per day, I believe it's time to deal with, is it a rabbinic obligation, a biblical one, or just a pious thing to do? Indeed, the Stei Chemed said, it's an absolute obligation to say 100 blessings a day. That's what the Gemara in Menachot said, whether it's rabbinic or biblical, it's an absolute obligation. And indeed, there are those that thought that it is a biblical obligation. The Bahag, Baal Halachot Gdolot, in his, what he believes is the 613 commandments, counts this as mitzvah number 25. And indeed, the Pardes from the Beis Medrash of Rashi says, V'tzivanu Hashem Yitbarach levarech b'chol yom mea brachot. And when the Gemara says it, it means it in the name of God, because the Gemara said that it's based on a pasuk. Ma Hashem Elokecha doresh mimcha. Don't read the word ma, but rather me'ah. We don't play around with psukim of the Torah. It must be biblical. And just to give you another source from left field, many of you have the set called Me'am Lo'ez, that red set with a lot of midrashim and beautiful stories on the parsha. In Me'am Lo'ez in Bereshis, it says, V'yesh omrim, and some say, Kichiyu v'amirat me'ah brachot b'chol yom yechad mitzvot ha-Torah, u'vizchut ha-brachot halalu, anu mitkaimim bagalut. It's one of the mitzvot of the Torah, and it's because of which we actually survive in this galus. Well, it seems that is not the mainstream. The main highway on this is that it's obviously rabbinic. Why? Because the Midrash Tanchuma, that quoted what Rav Trai Gaon said, as quoted by the Torah, said that this is based on David HaMelech and what happened to him. 100 people were dying a day. He needed an antidote, and he found this, 100 brachot, so 100 people don't die every single day. So from this perspective, the fact that the Gemara said that it's based on a pasuk shouldn't make us go to the barricades, because the Rambam famously says in Moreh Nevuchim, Kol hadrashot b'derech al takri. Anytime the Gemara says, don't read it like this, but read it like that, even though it says one thing, read it a different way. Hema rak direg militzot hashir. It's part of the song of the Torah, as you will. Vehema simanim leman yu hadrashot hamurot ba'al pen ismachot tichtav. Once upon a time, the oral Torah was indeed oral. This is a way to anchor it. So therefore, the Sefer HaMitzvot LaRambam, not surprisingly, says that you do not count in the 613 mitzvot derabanan. And he brings a list of such mitzvot that he won't count. Amongst them, Ner Chanukah, reading the Megillah, and, not surprisingly, Mea Brachot B'chol Yom, saying 100 blessings a day. The Ramban, in his glosses on the Sefer HaMitzvot, trying to defend the Bahag against the attacks of the Rambam, tries to do that here, but even though he says that the Bahag will count mitzvot that are not a siyag to the Torah, namely not a safeguard not to violate a Torah prohibition, but rather a mitzvah in and of itself, like Chanukah candles, Mikra Megillah, and 100 brachot, he still comes to the conclusion that these are actually rabbinic. Just the Bahag will count them. This is the position of the Manhig, saying it wasn't David HaMelech, but actually Moshe Rabbeinu that made this rabbinic enactment. The Yereim says that it's on Shei Knesset HaGedolah. The Shibbolei HaLeket says that indeed it goes back to David. And the Chidah, in the name of the Megale Amukot, the Rav in Krakow, comes and says, obviously all the brachot are rabbinic. So how can you say this is going to be biblical if all the brachot are rabbinic? So it seems like the mainstream says this is a rabbinic obligation, and just to fill in the picture with Chidah, that says, based on the Yerushalmi and the Tosefta, that it's not biblical, it's not rabbinic, it's a pious thing to do, it's a natural occurrence of a Jew every single day. However, if you want to say it's rabbinic, then I got a problem, says the Pri Megadim. We have an ironclad rule that says that yatsa motzi in mitzvot, which means if I already made kiddush, I can make kiddush for someone else Friday night because he didn't yet or she didn't yet hear kiddush. That's only in mitzvot. When it comes to a bracha before an apple, only if they want to eat an apple and I want to eat an apple, can I make a borei peri ha'etz and they can eat the apple. But if they want to eat the apple and I don't, I can't make the bracha on their behalf. I have to eat the apple myself. So ask the Prima Gadim if it's a mitzvah to say 100 blessings a day. And on Shabbos, according to many poskim, when we come up short, we have to fill it in with an apple. Why is it that you can't say a bracha on behalf of someone else even if you don't eat it? It seems like a mitzvah. And he answers, look in the Magen Avraham regarding Shabbos. The Magen Avraham regarding the meals of Shabbos says that the 3 meals that are obligatory and are a mitzvah, still, Achilat Shabbat v'Yom Tov eina chova al ha'adam ela mishum hana'ato. They're not a mitzvah in and of itself, they're just a way to get to Onik Shabbos, enjoying Shabbos. And therefore, I give a proof, the hamitzta'er patur milechol. If you have a stomach virus, you obviously are not obligated to eat. If it was a mitzvah, we'd say, hold your nose and eat it, like matzah. But if it's not a mitzvah in and of itself, it's just a means to get the enjoyment of Shabbos, then, of course, if you don't eat the meal, you can't say hamotzi lechem min haaretz on behalf of someone else that wants to eat bread. So, therefore, though it might be a mitzvah, obviously each apple you eat or each piece of bread that you consume is not a mitzvah in and of itself. It's just a means to get to the 100 brachot. Whether it's rabbinic or biblical or it is a pious thing to do, I believe that this gives us the ability to insert God into almost every part of our life. Whether we're making a bracha on an apple, or whether we're making a bracha on a mitzvah like putting on talis and tefillin, or whether we're making a bracha on a rainbow or thunder and lightning. The bottom line is, it all comes into the tally of 100 brachot. And I think it would be appropriate to end with the words of the Maharal Miprag, who says that this mitzvah is based on the pasuk V'ata Ashma Hashem Elokecha shoel mi'imach. What does God ask of you? Ki'im li yirat Hashem, to have awe of heaven. And therefore he says, V'yeda Adam, a person should know, Ki Hashem yitbarach b'shamayim, ve'ha'adam al ha'aretz, u'lefikach yesh l'adam levarech Hashem yitbarach me'ah brachot. God may be in heaven, we're on earth. But when you make 100 brachot, you are connecting heaven to earth. You are connecting the lofty ideologies of being a spiritual Jew to your everyday activities you do here on earth. You're inserting God into each and every moment of your day. And that's basically what this is all about.